the Something Else Podcast.
Welcome back to the Something Else Podcast. Today we are looking at the brain. Well, not all the brain, but memory. So we're looking at how the memory is unreliable. And this podcast is going to be titled, I Remember That Differently. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is because I was just thinking back to like all the things I used to watch, all the things I used to do. Like I was looking back on a few podcasts, like the Nostalgia Trip one. But two things really made me think of this. Mandela Effects, which I'll explain in a minute. And me and my wife went for a walk the other day with our little boy Ted. Now, we was talking about films to watch and like, good remakes. I think it was after we did the podcast about what's better, books or films, really. And we were speaking about Stephen King's It, the original. I mean, the new one's not too bad, to be fair. So we're talking about the original one. Now, that film, or the feature-length series, whatever you want to call it, because it's a two-parter, essentially. But that came out, I'm not lying, exactly on my birthday. It was destined to haunt me. So, we was talking about it for ages. My wife had never seen it. Sam had never seen it. And I remember when we first moved out of our parents' house, we moved into our own. And I had my sisters over and they were big in this film. Oh, it's bloody scary, bro. Blah, 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 blah. We watched it and it was the biggest pile of shit we've ever seen. Still scares me because I don't like clowns. But it was not scary. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, the acting was awful. It's like when I watched Insidious for like the second time and I realised just how bad that film is. And it just made me realise, nothing's what you remember it being. And as I said before, another thing that inspired me to do this one was Mandela Effects. Now, if you're not sure what a Mandela Effect is, I believe this is where they came from. Nelson Mandela, hence Mandela Effects. Now, lots of people believe that he died in prison. Obviously, he served a long sentence, 26, 27 years. And lots of people think believed he died in prison when he didn't. Didn't he die in, 2012 or 2013 or something crazy like that? Because, wasn't he, the president of South Africa and everything? Another good Mandela Effect. Now, this one will mess with you, so I'm sorry. But we're going to get into... Are you ready? The Wizard of Oz, the original. Now, she's just got the ruby slippers. The witch is dead, her legs do that weird curly up thing. And she has to there's no place like home, tappity tap tap. We all know the shoes is, sparkly red, but I've got two things for you. Number one. What colour were Dorothy's socks? White, yeah? Everyone's going to agree white. We're all wrong, they're blue. Second part to this. Did the ruby shoes have bows on them? They did. Another thing we forget. Some people remember it, some people don't. I always knew they were blue socks. I don't know why everyone thought they were white. Probably because they've probably seen it in black and white. Saying that, it was in colour anyway, wasn't it, the film? Anyway, so I was just thinking about things that I remember growing up with that I think, yeah, I remember them differently. The most recent one, believe it or not, I probably won't even refer to my book, but the most recent one, Turkey Twizzlers. Now, I don't know if these are in any part of the other, any parts of the world apart from Britain, but these freaking disgusting looking pigtail pieces of, I want to say, meat, they were the best thing ever as a child. Some beans, some smileys, Turkey Twizzlers. The difference is your mum couldn't cook them, not like the cooks at the schools. I mean, I don't even think they really cooked them. Like when my mum cooked them, I mean, they were that burnt you could draw with them, but they still tasted great. But the problem was, I don't think they were very healthy. And they brought them back out, blew my mind, but they just don't taste the same. They really don't. They're okay. I wouldn't go mental for them, but they just, yeah. But I'll get back to my notes. So, I mentioned It and Insidious. Another thing, and I know there's a lot of stuff happening with, obviously, Buffy the Vampire Slayer at the minute, but I did write these way before all this came out. But well, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Hercules, Xena Warrior Princess. How amazing were they when you watched them when they first came out? You watch them now and you think, I used to watch this. Yeah, I was doing that, and I was like, how did I love Hercules so much? Like, I watch it now and I'm like, that's some pretty bad acting. The storylines are pretty crap. Like, the action's not the best. It's like Indiana Jones with the sound effects, with the punches. Makes no damn sense. Just like I was watching the original Power Rangers as well. That is not good. Not good one bit. They brought the film out, the reboot, didn't they? That wasn't too bad. I liked what they did. But when I watch the original film's amazing. I will love that film to the day I die. But the series, Jesus, it's bad. What else was there? So I've got a monitor above the camera. By the way, I'm looking at the camera. If I use the video to this, and the autofocus is shocking. Keeps going in and out of focus. There we go. So I'm going to move on to music now. Now, one in particular that I remember everyone raved about this back in the day. Shaggy, and It Wasn't Me. Now, I can't remember the guy that's in the song, but he sounds like a whiny bitch. But that song back in the day was amazing. So amazing. Me and some of my school friends made our own parody version about a guy that ate, like, all the food. Now, it was amazing, but when I listen back to it, I'm like, this is ultimate 2000 cheese. That's what it is. Just like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Angel. Girl, you're my angel. Ugh. That song was something else, wasn't it? Jesus. But again, everyone raved on it when it came out, but we listen to it now and we just cringe. Guilty pleasure though, Venga Boys. I listen to it now, I'm like, yes, this is really shit Euro dance music, but I love it. And I think it was just really crazy when you think about the stuff you used to listen to and how, like, I listen to a lot of metal, I listen to a lot of rock, country folk, blues, if you can class that as a genre. And it's amazing to me that never really changes. But when you listen to like something like Venga Boys and Shaggy, and you think, it's like, can you imagine someone like what they're called, like my favourite rant, Little Pump and Trippy Red. Can you imagine them at the age of 45, 50, singing some, well, whatever the hell you want to call it, doing their songs now? At least DMX and, like, you know, Ice-T, they still look like badasses when they're doing their tracks. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're old, they can't really do what they used to, but at least they kind of don't look stupid. They move with the times. They never looked out of place, where now we've got these weird Skittle wax melted some bitches walking around. Oh, it annoys me. But again, I bet in 20 years' time you're going to look at it and think, yeah, I remember that being way better than it was. Yeah. Another one, I think I mentioned this before, gaming. How amazing. Like, me and my best mate Robert, another shout out Robert, we always do this. We always talk about games we used to play, like Resident Evil 2. That was our go-to game. And like, when I watch people speedrun it, and they've got like the HD seamless remaster, you name it, going on. And it is, you know, high definition game, but it still looks like it's just terrible, really, isn't it? Like, it's all pixelated, it's all janky and polygons everywhere. It looks like Tomb Raider's chest on every character. It's weird. But you remember it differently. Like, I remember that being like state-of-the-art graphics. Like when I played Duke Nukem 3D. Like, not the first Duke Nukem or the second, but like the one where it kind of became 3D. Kind of like Doom was. I look at that and I think, Jesus, this game is amazing. I play it now and I'm like, how the hell did I play this? It doesn't look anything like I remember. I might have to press record on the camera again. But we're going to keep going. But yeah, I think it's really weird when you, like I said, how the memory can play tricks on you, how you remember it being differently, like, especially for me with games. You know, I always think, oh, wow, that was amazing. I go back to it and I'm like, oh my God, this was awful. And I'm just going to see if the camera carries on recording. It doesn't. Hang on. And we're back with the camera. I thought it had like some auto-renewal recording anyway. But anyway. What else did I get to? So we've done that, yeah. What else was there? So yeah, I'll talk about a couple of more Mandela Effects, to be fair. With, how they play tricks on our minds. So I've done the Wizard of Oz one. Here's one, blew my mind. This broke me. I know I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I know that was a cover. I love rock and roll. I know that's a cover. But, don't know why I'm doing that tutting noise. But, the line where it says, I saw him by the record machine. So I blocked a bit out there, yeah? Well, I didn't really sing it. Wow. I've always thought that Joan Jett sang, I saw him standing there by the record machine. Until I actually listened to the lyrics after watching a Mandela episode on YouTube, sorry. Turns out she says, I saw him dancing there by the record machine. Yeah. I felt silly when I heard that. I walked away for a while, sat down. I lay down, tried not to cry, and then I cried quite a lot. There's another one. This one, honestly, this one hurts now. Because I'm adamant that I remember this. Right. Disney. Another Disney one for you. When every Disney film loads up and you see the castle and a big little, spark and the line comes over the castle and it says Disney. Now, I remember Tinkerbell waving a wand where she dashes it and the fireworks come out, but the wand don't work and she shakes it. I remember that. Can I see it anywhere? Hell no, I can't see it anywhere. It doesn't exist, apparently. I remember it, but I don't know why it's not there. What other ones were there? I'm trying to think of the other Mandela Effects. There's so many, and now I can't think of any of them. We've done the shoes. There's loads in Disney, to be fair. There's loads of American-based ones. Some of them are just like, really? I'll tell you what. Let me Google it. Hang on, my friends. Mandela Effects. We're going to do this. 40 Mandela Effects, and this is where, so I do keep looking at the monitor, but this is where you're going to be like, yeah, I remember that differently. I guarantee it. No, I don't give a crap about no Curious George. Nelson Mandela's death, don't know that one. Aha! Looney Tunes. Right, we know Looney Tunes. Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck. Now, Looney Tunes. How is tunes spelt? T-O-O-N-S or T-U-N-E-S? Wow. It was spelt with tunes, as in musical tunes. T-U-N-E-S, not T-O-O-N-S. I would have never known that. I always thought it was the other way around. What's the other one? The Monopoly Man. Did the Monopoly Man have or have not a monocle? By the way, a monocle is like one glasses. Right. Turns out he never had a frickin' monocle. Even I remember him having a friggin' monocle. But it's not real. Never had one. A lot of them are... a lot of them are quite American. This is a cool one. In Snow White, what does the... Is it the Wicked Witch? Oh, the Wicked Queen. What does she say to the mirror? Is it... what does it say here? I don't want to ruin it. Hang on. Does she say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Or does she say, magic mirror on the wall? She says magic mirror, not mirror, mirror. Even the film Mirror, Mirror. It's wrong. What else have we got? Right. So we got some time. So, Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf he sacrifices himself, don't he, really? When he does, you shall not pass, and he gets dragged down. What does he shout? Can you remember? People say they heard, run, you fools. But it says here, hate to burst your bubble again, but this memorable line was never said by Gandalf. Before his treacherous fall, you can clearly hear him say, fly, you fools. Now, I remember watching this, and I didn't actually hear him say, run, you fools. I heard fly, because he literally tells them what to do. They could have saved 3 movies right there. Okay, this one baffled me. I still yet to actually check this one, but this one's about Silence of the Lambs. So, when Hannibal Lecter first... I can't remember the woman's name. Clarice. It says it right here. When he first meets her, everyone says, hello, Clarice. You know, everyone says that, but he doesn't actually say that, apparently. He says, good morning. Didn't even know that. I'll end with this one, because this one's a cool one, and I do remember this differently. Queen, we are the champions. At the very end of the song, now sing it with me. We are the champions. We are the champions. At the very end, everyone gets in and says, 'cause we are the champions. What does he say? You're singing it, aren't you? You're saying, of the world, because he does it really long. Of the world. Yeah, he doesn't say that at the end of the song. He says that, like, after the first chorus, I think. I mean, I'll read what it says here. When they did the Wembley Stadium, which was Live Aid, that's when he sang it live. Studio, he never says it at the end of the song, but in the live edition, he does. He probably does it in a couple of others, but yeah. Yeah, there's loads. I'll just get rid of that. Hang on. So yeah, I mean, there's tons of them you can do. There's loads, and I think it just kind of shows you that the old noggin, for memory anyway, it's not reliable. Like, it doesn't matter how much you can train your brain with them bloody DS brain training things. There's always going to be some kind of, I don't know. There's going to be something there that will trigger a false memory or something like that. And I just found it really interesting, like how you can remember something so vividly and it's wrong. Just like the Mandela Effects. I might just do a podcast on Mandela Effects, to be fair. But that's going to conclude this episode. Now I have the fun task of editing it because the camera stopped. Yay! So anyway, it's been me, your host, in my very worn out dressing gown. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!